Welcome, everybody. My name is Casey Brohard, and I have here with me Shaun Gallant, CEO of Blue Devils, and a long-term friend of mine, too. Shaun, thanks for being here.
Yeah, Casey, thanks for having me today. It's awesome.
Awesome. So Blue Devils just announced a ton of stuff just recently, BDX 2021. Before we dive into that stuff, just kind of go through a little bit of things that you guys have had to deal with through the pandemic and trying to steer a ship in these really murky and cloudy waters.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the last year has been, God, I can't believe it's almost been a year, right? It's intense. Actually, fun fact, last February we were in South Africa, teaching with the Field Band Foundation. We took educators down there, and then we got back, and within 2 weeks we were in lockdown. So it's pretty crazy to go from this big initiative that we're launching on an international scale to reeling back and having to cancel programs and having our number one fundraising source with bingo closed down, for a couple of months. First time in the history that the revenue stream has closed like that. Pretty intense right away, right? So we did what Blue Devils do, and as you know, right, we're creative and we're entrepreneurial, and we pivoted hard. We created an entirely new drive-in bingo game that we launched in I guess late June was when we got it off the ground, and that's still up and running today. So that's allowed us to relieve that pressure valve of revenue and help us kind of steer through this, right? We made it a point that we didn't just want to go dark for the year, right? We tried to jump heavily into education, online education with System Blue Ed, and look for really any way that we could give back to the activity or organizations across the industry. So
that's great. That's cool that the bingo format, if you ever have to, or if anything ever happens to the core hall where people just can't go in, right, have some sort of platform where where the drive-in thing still works. So that's really cool and creative. You talked about the System Blue Ed stuff. Can you explain a little bit more about just the infrastructure and how that works and how people can jump onto this?
Yeah, so System Blue has always been a part, well, for the last 10 years, it's been a part of the organization, right? It started from a manufacturing company, in addition with some sponsorships and things like that. We have our sticks and heads with D'Addario and Evans and Promark. We recently, as of June, we took we closed the manufacturing part of the business and took that intellectual property consumer. So we're excited about that. That was one of those things that the pandemic just forced our hand with. So taking that to Conselmer and looking forward to the future with them. They're elevating all of those instruments, so that's really exciting. And then on the education side, it's always been, how can we leverage the Blue Devils brand? How can we take the intellectual property that the staff has, the how and the what we do, and try to provide it to the masses, right? Which is really a major part of what you heard in BDX. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what's coming up with the BD System Blue experience with the ed stuff?
So we pivoted. All the summer experiences that we're going to do this year are going to be under the US Bands umbrella. So in July, we partnered with US Bands and brought them underneath our umbrella here at BDPA, which US Bands is the largest marching band circuit in the country. And when you pair that with what we were already running with WBA, it's, we have a kind of a nationwide network of marching band events. So it's very exciting to provide those opportunities for students. And this summer, we're going to run educational events around the country underneath the US Bands umbrella that we will, provide educators for. They'll get kind of a sneak peek of what it means to be a Blue Devil. And one of the most important aspects of all of this for BDX is, music education through COVID. I'm sure you're hearing this in all of your other conversations. It's just been decimated, right? Kids are dropping from programs. Kids are not signing up for future programs. Overall development of the education is just kind of taken a step backwards because virtual band is difficult, right, to say the least. So our whole plan this summer is just to try to engage and get kids excited, rejuvenated about band. And we're touching, we're going to be involved with elementary, middle school, and high school kids, as well as there's a special need track. There's a track for band directors to be involved. So really just trying to touch every aspect of music education and get kids excited about being in the band room and really drive kids back to the band room.
Yeah, getting them back is going to be a key point too. And you have to also think, it's great that you guys are going into the elementary side and middle school side, because there's going to be a big gap. And
absolutely,
people not being able to see DCI or WGI or any of the main pillars of this activity. I think the last age would be what, juniors that have actually seen a live real DCI competition. So
yeah, I mean, incoming freshmen won't see, they wouldn't have played their instruments in person with other band members for 18 months in some parts of the country.
Yeah, team building, ear training, those things have just gone out the window for sure. So Godspeed. Hopefully the System Blue thing and the experience of being a Blue Devil can really help people drive people back into the band rooms again. So that's great.
Right.
So moving into the next few seasons coming up, seems like a few more things are on the horizon for BDX 2021. This means quite a bit to people to know that you guys are out there. What is happening? Give us a little more insight on this.
Yeah, we looking at all those things with education, right? Development, getting kids engaged, all those things. Those relate to our organization and our programs as well, right? With the Blue Devils, and with the age out rule not being extended after this year. So, it was extended 1 year through 2021, right? And it's not going to be extended again to 2022, which means that majority of the drum corps organizations, and everyone kind of falls in a different realm of how many age outs you have. But as Blue Devils, we historically have a lot of age outs. We have an older core usually. And when you take 2 age out classes and stack them on top of each other, right, then you get you're losing a significant portion of the drum corps. And so we shifted quickly to, okay, well, we need to start looking at 2022 and beyond, and how can we develop that future member, right? And so that was one of the major points. You take that point of development, as well as the trying to just create some sort of experience for our current membership, because we're not going to Indy. We made that clear. And we wanted to create some sort of experience. So when you pair those two things together, that's why we launched auditions, right? You can go on right now and audition to be a Blue Devil for 2022. We also launched the Virtual Audition Academy that's going to start on February 8th. It's a 10-week course, and you're a Blue Devil. You however you did get in early, but majority of kids that come to auditions, right? They cut themselves before they even get into the door, right? They cut themselves before they get on the plane to even come, right? So this is an opportunity to really pull the curtain back. You get to learn from the staff of both the Blue Devils and RCC, and learn what we're looking for, learn what really any top group is looking for, and you have weekly assignments. You get a constant feedback loop. So it's a great place for just to come and see if you got a shot, or maybe you don't audition this year, but you audition next year, but you already know what we're looking for. So when you pair those two things together, and then anyone that goes through the audition process and gets a call back or gets a spot in the 2022 Blue Devils is going to have the opportunity to come to our intensives this summer. And the intensives are going to be both for development of current members or future members, and then also providing that opportunity for current members. And the 3 intensives are, there's a musicians intensive. We have a great relationship with a company called Extreme Music, which also is in partnership with Spitfire Audio, owned by Sony Music. So that relationship there, they want us to come in and record a couple of albums for the commercial music space. So that's where we're calling our musician intensive. There'll be a recording session. There'll be an opportunity for our future membership to come in and learn from the staff, kind of get immersed in the culture, learn what it means to be a Blue Devil, And then the second immersive will be just for the color guard, guest choreographers. Of course, Scott Chandler is going to be there with our amazing guard staff. You get to come in, once again, immersed in the culture, see what we're looking for, start understanding what it means to be a Blue Devil for the future. And then one of the most exciting pieces is our opportunity to go to Basel, Basel, Switzerland, and participate in the Basel Tattoo. That opportunity, I think did you go with us to BDI last time?
I didn't go out there last time, no.
Oh, you didn't go out there. You went the time before that, right?
We went to Europe in 2005.
Right.
And I think we got to meet a few people through that, but nothing intensely competitive or anything in that nature at Tattoo.
Yeah, so the Basel Tattoo is not competitive, but what we do, we have the opportunity.
So let me ask you really quick. So the auditions and the entire process, that's 10 weeks long, and then that is kind of interesting how it opens up kind of the curtain behind what the being a Blue Devil really is. That's a lot longer than what you usually get an audition for Blue Devils.
Right.
Right. And just to have another sticky note about that too is that Blue Devils are usually older, but they also have a lot of people that come from different drum corps as well. So there's a lot more of like a tiered system inside of, I'm 20, but I also marched 3 other years of drum corps. So you get that age and you get those people that are always there competing for spots, but this also opens up opportunities for younger students to stick with it and hang and get some intense time that they probably wouldn't be able to get at an audition in person.
Yeah, so that was the whole goal with the virtual academy, and that's why we did it with Blue Devils and RCC, right? It's going to be taught by both staffs. The other beautiful thing about this audition window is, say you come and audition, you get a spot or you get a callback, but you're, marching another drum corps this summer, right? Absolutely, go do it, right? Wow. We'll see you in September at the callback camp. So you can you can start your planning for the future, right? As well as participate at whatever level you wanted this summer.
That's great. So there's lots of intensive reasons to get into it and just check it out. Even if you plan on marching somewhere else, you can still have your sights set for 2022.
Exactly.
And then going into the performance intensive things, can we go back and just discuss a little bit about those topics? You have some things that are going to be definitely kind of more performance oriented, more almost putting together some more things for Blue Devils and BDE, but also putting the I in DCI when it comes to international adventures.
Yeah, the trip to Basel for us is something we've always wanted. We've always kind of had this dream of taking the corps back to Europe during a competitive season, right? Taking the Blue Devils. Last time we went to Basel was what we call BDI. So it wasn't the Blue Devils that we all know and love that participate in the DCI season. But since we're not participating in DCI this year, or when I say that, I mean traveling to Indy, we had a unique opportunity to go to Basel, right? And take the Blue Devils over there, take the fighter pilots, take the kids that are at the top of their game right now. So, we're going to take that opportunity and we're going to go over there. We're going to be over there for 3 weeks as the current schedule. And it's a great way for us to put the Blue Devils brand, on the international space, put DCI on, promote DCI and strengthen DCI on the international space. We're going to record the performance and show it at the DCI showcase in August as well. So there's a great way for us to, not only promote the DCI brand, but promote the Blue Devils brand as well.
Great. And we talked about, almost everything around this year has been about safety and what are we going to do? How are we going to be safe? Even going to grocery stores, how do we maintain our safety and distance from everybody? Obviously, this is a big touching point. Hopefully something later in the year in June and July gets cleared up a little bit more, but how do you intend to keep everyone safe? And how is this more of a better place to gravitate towards than just going to Indianapolis?
Yeah, for us, the trip to Basel was really made on two decisions. One, financially, right? There's as an organization, I opened up talking about bingo and about how it's been a very difficult year for the organization because of the shutdown and because of just COVID and everything around that. And we made a decision early on through all of this, that we were going to make sure that organization, as I think anyone would, is extremely financially stable coming out of this, right? And so we don't have an opportunity to take a lot of risks in 2021. And due to some sponsorships, some amazing international sponsors that want us to come to Basel, that trip is going to be, completely paid for the Blue Devils. It's pretty amazing. So when you pair that, the financial model to go to Basel, and then the health and safety, we have some great contacts. We have an alumni that works at the Gates Foundation that works closely with our organization. We have contacts with the California CDC. And so through all of those conversations over, I talk to them on about every other week right now, and have for the last 8 weeks or 8 months. They believe that April point is really going to, the first couple of weeks of April is going to be that turning point where we're going to know what June, July, and August and beyond that really look like, right? So we felt the need to get the information out there, right? As industry leaders, we felt, it was important that people have something to look forward to, right? Staff, membership, fans. I mean, I needed something to look forward to. I think we all do, right? I mean, I'm sure we're all planning vacations as, future dream vacations, right? So something to look forward to out there, and create hope and create, be inspiring in the activity. That's why we wanted to get that message out there. With the big, of course, disclaimer, and I think I made this in the video, and our message will be very consistent about this. We're not going to take money from anyone or make any financial outlays as an organization until the event is 100% confirmed, which we believe will be in that, first week or two in April.
Wow. So it feels good to be a Blue Devil for sure. Getting the ability to have almost your crystal ball inside of the Gates Foundation, and being able to have some people that are giving you some pretty concrete information about what things look like, but also the ability to travel and give these members the great experience that I remember being a Blue Devil. I think I've touched down on a few different continents at my time at Blue Devil. So it feels like this is right on track. And can you just really quickly elaborate a little bit more on the connections? And I hear an alumni person that's working with the Gates Foundation.
Yeah, so Larry Cohen, who is, I think he made a cameo at our gala event in August as well. But he marched in the late 80s. He was on staff in the early 90s. He was a board member in early 2000s, and he's always just kind of been a close advisor to the organization, and of course, a very valued donor to the organization. And I had the opportunity when I came on here to connect with him, and I've seen him up in Seattle, and the organization is very fortunate to have some great alumni like yourself and Larry and just people who are really connected. So it definitely is great to be a Blue Devil, and it's everything we're doing this year wouldn't really be possible if it wasn't for the quality of what the brand is, right? The brand that everybody knows and loves, and the strength of the brand that they've built, over the years. And we're fortunate enough to be able to go to Europe, for nothing. We're fortunate enough to be able to leverage the brand to try to help educate and inspire as many people, right, for the future. So we feel a great burden, and overall, just very grateful for our position in the performing arts.
The lack of the last two champions, Blue Devils and the Vanguard, not going to Indianapolis, not participating. It's not competitive is what they stated this year, but that still definitely feels like there's a big gap missing. The trips that you guys plan, if things go well, how is this going to impact for the better or for the worse for DCI, and how are you guys still willing to contribute to DCI in general?
Yeah, the cores on the West Coast are geographically disadvantaged, right? And so, you have that working against us going to Indy. You also have the fact that, not to speak for them, but both of our bingo games were shut down for an extended period of time, right? as well as the health and safety, all the unknowns, right? So we're trying to plan things that we feel that we can control, right? The small intensives, absolutely, we can kind of come in, bubble, we feel we can do the appropriate testing, all of that. The travel to Basel, kind of the same thing. We're going to go, of course, get tested, go on an airplane, same hotel, we eat in the same place. We can kind of create a very safe bubble, we believe to be a very safe bubble over there. Whatever we do, whether it's the musician intensive, color guard intensive, or the performance intensive, we're going to create something that we can show on the DCI stage virtually. So we are planning on participating. I also think, Dan and everyone's been extremely supportive at DCI about the trip to Basel. They're very grateful that we're going and, putting DCI on the international stage. So we've always felt that that's, really any drum corps' responsibility is to support the brand and, carry the stronger the Blue Devils brand are, it's just inherently going to help DCI brand.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So I hope they do well out in Indy, and I hope you guys do well. Hopefully you guys are able to make it out to Switzerland without a hitch. My biggest question too, since almost all bets are off this year with the competitive side of things and being a little bit more outside of the parameters within like a judge's sheet or within certain time restraints that DCI usually has, what are the designers and what are the main guys that we all love, like Dave Glide, Scott Chandler? What do they have planned? Are they doing something extremely different? Is it going to be just all bets are off?
Well, I don't want to let too much out, but Scott and Jay and Dave, they're well on their way. Not only planning for what we're doing this summer, but planning for 2022. I mean, that's a really exciting. The other exciting part of all this is we have a really long runway to that 2022 show, and we're going to start early and we're going to come out swinging for 2022. So they're very excited about that. When we go to Basel, we do have a little more constraints. But it is going to be an opportunity where we're going to be the Blue Devils, and we're going to, we're probably going to take some risks and be different out there than we would at a DCI show. It's also a different venue, but we're excited in that space. When we do the color guard intensive and what that virtual performance is, that's all Scott, right? I mean, we'll see what that comes to. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited. They're really excited about kind of to unhook, right, and be whatever we want. So and you never know what greatness is going to come from Scott Chandler's mind, right? So
absolutely, never doubt that, man. He's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been great being able to talk to you for sure about this.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Me too. Well, thanks for tuning in and thanks for hanging out with me. Everybody, Shaun Gallant, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.